So, how many of you know someone, whether it's friends or family, that has done drugs before? That's like most of you, so that's why today I'm going to tell you about the effects of drug use, and specifically the drugs that are used in college. Knowing the different drugs can help you make your decisions beforehand if you ever come upon these drugs. So first I'll tell you about the two drugs that are used in college, the history of the drugs, and the effects of the drugs. The two drugs that are commonly used in college are marijuana and a prescription drug called Ritalin, which is also called Adderall. And according to sobercollege.com, the Office of National Drug Policy surveyed students in college, and they asked them what drug they use, and most of them, 32% of them, said they use marijuana, so that means they depend on it a lot. And for Ritalin, according to Professor Christian Tedder of Northeastern University of Pharmacy, he conducted a study that said students that use prescription drugs, that abuse prescription drugs, 75% of them use Ritalin to help them study or stay up late at night to give them energy. So now that I've told you two drugs, I'm going to tell you about the background of the drugs. Marijuana was used in the early 1900s, and it became popular in the 60s and 70s. So and people started to use it a lot. Other than using it to get high, most other people use it for medicine, like smoking it for medical marijuana. For example, according to the World Book Encyclopedia, cancer and AIDS patients use it to smoke it because when they have cancer and AIDS, they have nausea and loss of appetite, so they drink it to help them make them feel better. And unlike marijuana, Ritalin is a prescription drug prescribed for ADD and ADHD, which is an attention disorder where you have a lack of attention span. So back in the 1980s, ADHD became common child symptoms, so Ritalin became popular and was prescribed to children that had ADHD. Well, nowadays, students in college use it to, like when they have late nights and when they have to cram for midterms or exams, they take it as a tablet, and they get energy from that. And some of them abuse it, and they take like more than the usual dose that they should take it. So now that I've told you about the background, I'm going to tell you about the effects of the drugs. I made a little chart for it and to tell about the effects of drugs. So if you smoke marijuana, you can get a high sensation, a relaxed sensation. So that's why some people smoke it. And other effects, if you smoke it a lot, you can get red eyes, and that wouldn't be good. And if you smoke it a lot, it will eventually make you have lung cancer. So for Ritalin, it's a prescription drug, and it makes people feel calm, and sometimes they get insomnia, so they won't sleep for like days. And other effects are, if you take like a high dose of it, you can get increase in heart rate, blood pressure, hard breathing, and other than that, and a lot of effects like that. And now that I've told you about the effects of the drugs, I hope you, now that I've told you about two common drugs, the history of the drugs, and the effects of the drugs, I hope that you learn new information about these drugs and the effects of drug use in general that you've never known before. And thank you.